In Lagos and everybody who's tuned in from outside Lagos. All right, if you're listening to us, this is Smooth 98.1, Smooth Breakfast with Valentine Ohu.
And Ayo Mairo Ese. Good morning, everyone.
Welcome. Join this conversation by sending us messages on WhatsApp 0809 On Twitter, we're at Smooth981FM. The hashtag is Grapevine981.
981. And also, you can search us out on YouTube. YouTube is Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You can use the live chat option there, so you can, just interact with us and engage with us completely on there.
Chef Jeff 3000, how you doing?
Yeah, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, we
Hi,
have.
Chef Jeff.
Hello.
Why are you sounding a bit mellow this morning?
We are not feeling very well, that's why. But actually, we're
Ooh.
still here for the show. We're still here for the grapevine.
Thank
So,
you.
That's why you're a
yes.
great guy.
Well, a little appreciation of early coffee would be very
Oh, we
nice.
just give you coffee.
You know you don't have to say this on
Alrighty.
there, right?
I always do it, don't I?
All right, fantastic. Now we have songs to go through, one video and one audio to go through. So to review with us, go to Twitter. We have the links already posted up there. So please listen to the entire songs and watch the video. By the way, I have fantastic stories today ready for you. Somebody's a legend that a celebrated artist molested her some years ago. We have another one about the Super Bowl halftime show. That is fantastic. And then we'll talk about the BAFTAs. If you're ready, we are. The first song is by Adekunle Gold, AG himself, featuring Kiss Daniel with the song Jury.
I didn't really like it. Maybe to grow on.
Okay, Max, you're up. Still over. Chef Jeff, how do you feel about this song?
You know what? The song is doubly annoying. Um,
Bad day.
well, no, no, no. Let me put it this way. The song it's lazy, like the chorus. That jury just goes on for on forever, and I'm always like, put some more work
Can we
into
start?
lyrics.
Can we try to count?
But yeah, we can actually count.
One,
1,
2,
Two.
3,
3,
4, 5,
5. It's actually 5.
10.
Oh,
But remember,
yeah,
it
so
plays.
Oh,
on-
yeah,
there's
yeah.
one before 10
Yeah.
juries. Wow.
Oh,
Actually, it's still
continuous,
continuing.
yeah.
So therefore, it's like
So
let's go with
15.
20. Let's go with 20, based on the beat.
It's coming
But
again.
here's the thing: why I find it doubly annoying is that the beat itself is very infectious. Like I would actually decide to disregard like the over repeated chorus and actually dance to this at the traditional wedding and have a good time with it.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
So perfect for one bet.
It's okay.
All right. So I hardly agree with Chef Jeff when it comes to music, because in terms of music analysis, because usually you like it or you don't like it, and I'm like, what? I like it. But this one, I agree with you. I was just saying to Val before the mics came on that I didn't really like. I think it will grow on me, and like you said, I understand the reason why. Because of the beat. The beat is really nice. And then when you have a combination, I was really, really excited when I heard of the combination of Adekunle Gold and Kiss Daniel, my two faves. I love them individually as artists. So, and as with many people, I'm sure, I was looking forward to having them come together in a song. However, like you said, this is, I was expecting a masterpiece.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was expecting a masterpiece. And this isn't quite the masterpiece. However, great work done. I think, like Valentine mentioned, it would be a great Wambe song. But in terms of, is it like a masterpiece? No.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
I really like it though. I don't know why you guys don't. I feel like it's I feel like the expectation shouldn't be too high for the song. I know, yeah, wait, hang on. The expectation should be high for the individuals that are on this song. Adekunle Gold and Kiss Daniel. But I
Yes.
didn't think they went into the studio determined to bring
Eh?
out a
Who goes into the studio not determined to bring out a
Sometimes you
masterpiece?
just play like it's for fun and games. Let's drop these mad
Wow.
beats,
If
you
you
know.
know how much the cost of production of one song is,
Yeah.
you will not play.
Yeah.
See the melody. Did you hear the melody at the third jury count?
Wow. Oh, wow. So,
And then you do the tenor come in and soprano. This is me appreciating the little
Val,
things
this
that
is
Yeah,
something
matter.
that gave us,
but
talk
no.
to me, your mama.
See?
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh.
See?
Wow, no,
See?
no, no, no,
Maybe
no. And
expectations
I
are
think
too
when they
high.
go pick up, no, no, no. Ah, no.
Okay, let us know what you think of this song. Send us messages on WhatsApp 0809 We have another video to review this time around from Dua Lipa herself. It's called Physical.
Please, why did last minute pick this
Huh?
song? Why did last minute pick this song? I find it so funny.
I don't know.
Where are you
Max her
coming
up. We'll
from?
go back.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect song for the morning, eh? Chef.
Let me tell you, I love Dua Lipa. I love her so much. So just like every time she puts something out there, I'm always ready to listen. And this is from her second album, that's not out yet. It's called Future Nostalgic, and this is the second single that comes from it. And the video is just fantastic. It's all very colorful. I think we've been having a very good color scheme of
Mm-hmm.
videos lately on
Yes,
the show,
yes,
to be
yes,
honest.
yes.
And she sounds fantastic. She's really throwing her voice into this. And surprisingly, because I've never really thought of her as big on dancing, she actually just manages to pull things off in this one. She looks fantastic as always. I mean, model obviously. And this actually, when you hear about the title, physical, you're instantly thinking Olivia Newton-John's physical,
Yeah.
and then you listen to this and you now want to go back to listen to Olivia's version. Like, hey, that was party number one. Let's go to the after party after party. So I love it. I love it. I love it. And she's really going for a retro thing these days. And also, obviously, like there's the Olivia influencer and a few other people that they're playing. It's cool. It's cool. Really, really nice.
The new rules singer, new rules hit maker. I feel like she's experimenting with a new sound, just like you alluded to, trying new things. She's a very strong vocal artist, and I really, really love her. And I try not to be biased when I listen to her song, just so I can pick out some of the details.
I get where you're coming
But
from.
Ayo.
Yeah, well, in terms of being colorful, and I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, nice one. And I, like you mentioned, I think people are playing a lot with colors. I love the use of very bright, the primary colors, yellow, green, blue. I think red, yellow, green. I saw, and it was a vibrant video. You would enjoy the visuals of this video. When funny enough, this is my first Dua Lipa song I'm listening to, and I knew that
Really?
you had, yeah.
I should
and
put you on more.
Yeah, we need to give you a
We need
list.
to.
Please give me
We need to give you a list.
I said this sounded very British, and it's no surprise because I found out that she's an English singer. So of course it sounds very the dance funk, the kind of song that you'd be dancing to with your head bopping, up and down. So yeah, great song, great video, and well done to Lipa.
It's interesting that you mentioned British because she tops the UK charts with this song just
I can
over
definitely
13
see
hours
that
ago.
happening.
It was co-written by Dua herself and produced by Jason Evgan, and sits at number 12 midweek of the official chart update, set to become her 10th top single of the official charts this Friday.
Woohoo!
So shout out to her.
Shout out to you, Dua. So Tayo from Yaba on WhatsApp says, "Don't worry, guys. The real song between Adekunle Gold and Kiss is coming out very soon." And then he goes on to say, "Dua Lipa is bae every
Yes,
day."
yes.
And what it says, Taya also adds, is not no rule. What?
He's telling you he's such a fan that I think he said her song was no rule.
No, new
New
rules.
rules.
That's what I said.
Thank you.
Right.
Please keep your comments coming in. WhatsApp is 0809 444 On Twitter, it's at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag Grapevine981. We'd love to read your comments.
All right, let's get into the stories. Peruzzi, we'll have to talk about him again. Not the fight with his former manager, but this new one. There's an allegation by a UK-based artist, Daffy Blanco, is what she called herself. She's accused him of defrauding her and sexually assaulting her some years back. Actually, she put up a post, like a note about the allegation, and I read this. It's never ever did I ever think meeting you would be my worst nightmare, she wrote. You had one job, and that was to write me songs with upfront payments. Now, summarily, she said she was introduced to Peruzzi by a CEO of a bank on Victoria Island, or in Victoria Island, and then she made an upfront payment of 10 million naira just so that he can write her songs. And then at one point, he drove to a hotel and asked to come him, and then she followed him to a studio, and then allegedly he rough-handled her and left a scar on her thigh. Very damning allegations. There's even a recording of the conversations where he was trying to, placate her and just, douse the situation. But what do you make of this allegation?
I'm Like, why was VI so highlighted in this report?
I
Like, don't we
know.
have it bad enough? We don't have Keke anymore, mind you, please. Take it easy. You know what? These are I don't really like commenting on these sort of stories because I don't always have the inside information. That will probably be somebody else that you'd be looking for that.
Mm.
But we're just gonna have to see how things go in court. It's not nice to have a second issue on your hands when you're still trying to resolve one thing. But then if you are
Exactly.
guilty, well.
That's where my mind went to. I was just wondering, is someone stoking this just to add to his
So his many
issues?
travels
Mm.
already. I think, nowadays, which is quite sad and unfortunate, when a woman makes a claim like this, we cannot easily jump to start to castigate the guy, because we have seen a number of times that some people have spread for, and we're going to be talking about that later on with Amber Heard
Amber
and
Heard and Johnny
Johnny
Depp.
Depp, come out, and then we take on the, because it's really easy for you to find and garner support when you're a woman who's claiming that the man has assaulted you.
Hmm.
However, because of what's happened in recent times, I'd love to get a response from Peruzzi and then the truth. They say there are three sides to the story:
Yeah.
Mm.
one side A, side B,
Yeah.
and then the truth.
Yeah.
So if he really did this, then horrible, terrible, and I do hope that we start to see consequences for celebrities who misuse their influence or their power as celebrities.
Mm.
Hmm.
But we'll keep an eye on this. She's just released a statement. Let's see what else will come out of this one.
All right, thank you very much for giving me that segue into the story. Now, after accusing ex-husband Johnny Depp of abuse, there's an audio that's over 1 hour long. I listened to that. I caught that audio on Twitter 2 days ago, and I listened to part of it on my drive back home. The audio of Amber Heard admitting to hitting Depp surfaced. The part of the audio that I listened to was about the first 15 seconds after, or rather, first 15 minutes after the guy that put up the audio analyzed it, and he removed any bleep on the words that she was using. It played out how Amber was so seemed relentless in wanting Johnny Depp just around. It almost seemed like an obsessive relationship where she was accusing him of always splitting, always running, running away from her whenever she hits him and she gets violent. And he said, apparently, like when you get violent, I don't want to fight you back. It seemed like this kind of ladies that wants you to hit them back just so that I
Hmm.
don't know if it's to make the romance more interesting or just because it
Make it
wants to
sweeter.
make it, but that okay. So now I saw screenshots of his fingertip or like the tip of his finger cut off,
Hmm.
scars on his face, punch marks, and things like that. And but the story leading up to this has been that Johnny Depp was abusive. Now, what even made this even more ridiculous is the fact that his ex came up to defend him to say this guy has never been anything but caring and nice to me.
So let me just take it back, the backstory to after the backstory, in terms of the fact that, so when the divorce proceedings started, Amber Heard had accused Johnny Depp of domestic violence, and because of that, he lost some jobs because of the fact that people just believed all that she said,
Mm.
didn't listen to him or listen to what he was saying, and he lost a very important role as Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
On the flip side, her career grew because people were sorry for her, sentimental. She got new roles. She became became even more popular and famous, and got and made a lot of money. So
Mm.
just to put that into context, so I would think about just the evil that could happen.
I mean, you know what? When she accused him that first time, Johnny kept quiet, and a lot of people wrote him off. Even I did as well, and I was
Mhm.
like, okay. And then you now find out that it's the opposite. That's the case. I think he was just doing the right thing or biding his time, and let's wait for the evidence to kind of spill out on its own. Um, but I'm happy that the audio is out there. I mean,
Yes.
this officially says like, listen, this is no more speculation that you need to be going about anything right now. This is the truth. And if he wants to sue again, and I mean, I'm sure he's tried to sue before. If he wanted to, there's something that can be coming his way for sure. Because I'm sorry, there's no reason that you can be talented but super cray.
Yes. Oh
Hmm.
yes.
You can be
Oh
talented but
yeah.
super cray. And it's unfortunate. She's gonna get more roles, and unless there's some consonants that comes her way somehow.
Mm.
Remember she did Aquaman, so
Yes.
obviously there's a
Yeah.
sequel. They'll
Yes.
probably bring her back for that or
I
replace her
I
with somebody
doubt it. I
else.
think they won't bring her back after
So
this.
that's just the thing. But I really feel like she needs to pay a big consequence because this is psychologically, emotionally, physically,
Ooh, in
everything
every
damaging to
way.
somebody that you called your husband at some point in time.
So the hashtag justice for Johnny Depp is trending as a number of people are calling that she must pay, like what you're saying, pay heavily for what she's done. Not just to the, that's why I doubt very much if it's, I mean, there's already audio evidence if they'll bring her back for Aquaman 2. I doubt it very much. I mean, if they could cut out, if they could remove Johnny Depp from the
Pirates of the Caribbean.
series, then I don't think she's too much of a face to have her on Aquaman 2. And again, this throws light on the fact that when it comes to domestic abuse, women are not only the victim. Sometimes if it's laughable when you hear that a man say that, oh, I was abused in my marriage, and I think, my friend, you can say that.
Yeah.
How can
Where do you
particularly-
think you are? You think that you are
Yes.
abroad?
particularly in the
that's the kind of
African
things.
context. But unfortunately, the men that are abused are the men who want to be gentlemen, who don't want to one hit back, have been raised up well not to touch a woman, and so the woman takes advantage of that. That's one. That's even when the woman gets physical. I have a friend who was physically abused by his fiance. So it happens. He's Nigerian, and when you're looking at him, big guy, everything, you're thinking there's no way. That's one. Then emotional abuse. We have women who emotionally abuse their spouses or their partners, and we don't see these things, and it's difficult to prove it or difficult to even believe because you're thinking, but you're a big man now. How can a woman talk to you, or how can she be abusive? So for us to recognize that and know that it's both ways. A man abuses or can abuse a woman, and a woman can abuse a man, and it's really horrible when we don't support the men or believe them when they come out to say actually or we see them as weak. I think we need to stop doing that.
Yes.
And then typecasting, not typecasting for film, but typecasting individuals based on the roles they've played in movies. Imagine looking at Johnny Depp, say, oh, this was a pirate. This was somebody you love to hate in movies, right? And then wouldn't it make sense to relate him to the abusive fellow that he's been accused of being? That kind of thing. So it's quite unfortunate. Well, thank you guys. Let's take a break. We'll be back. Remember, the Grapevine 981 is brought to you by Verve.
It's really bad because when you hear men who have been abused, number one, they're even too ashamed to come out to speak. So that's probably one of the reasons why he kept quiet. And many of these women are manipulative, so they know that the man will not want to speak. So and it gives them some sort of,
they can get away with
I'm
it.
telling you, and it's like you said, she's prey. So they're happy, they see you in pain and they're excited. When you even hear like what you're saying about the audio, like you're taunting the guys, and you know that you can't do anything. No, that thing is horrible. Horrible. I think the same way that we come out against a man who is abusive, when a man experiences abuse, we should also come out for him as well.
Yeah, for sure.
She has not said anything. I'm waiting. She should come and talk. I wonder what her response is.
It was exactly what I was going to say. I don't know how you're going to. I mean,
don't know. What's she gonna say?
what will
Oh,
you?
now
Yeah,
after
I
writing an
know.
op-ed,
Eh,
as in,
what would she say?
She-
That voice was not mine.
it wasn't me.
It
How?
wasn't me. It was
Wasn't
Hollywood.
me. The reason why she's not speaking is because they don't have anything yet to say. Her team don't have anything to say yet.
Sometimes it's not even necessarily that bad.
Struck him with
Can you imagine?
pots and pans.
So Ike is listening. He now Ike he was like he's saying that
Sakadua.
yes, the Lagos State reported more cases of domestic abuse against men than against women last year. Though that will also be because women were afraid to report. So that was the case happening in Nigeria too. Yes. And it's so see even leave physical abuse, the women that abuse men emotionally and verbally,
Oh, he sent it to me.
it's horrible. It's horrible.
It's not easy being a man, because it just takes one woman to be like, then
Your
that's
family
it.
say, you're bad to tell you that you're not even ashamed of yourself. A woman
Exactly.
is beating you. That's what they say. But you're not even. This my friend. The lady would literally, like, he got caught on. He said she would throw just the same way as her. Yeah, they will not physically beat you, but they will throw things at you. They would, break bottles on your head, and you're saying that she can kill you in a moment of anger.
Yeah.
So in the same way that you ask a woman to run
Or
away.
this is just days after, a week after that lady was convicted. That lady that stabbed her
Maya
husband,
Sanda, yeah.
and people were even still carrying placards to say, "Oh, justice for Maya Sanda." How?
You can't comment. I know people will still come out and say,
Celebrating that no matter what we go through, we can afford to get ourselves the things we love, and there will be no hassle paying for them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we get our smile back and live to fight another day. Having a blue day
I'm really looking forward to consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Really looking forward to that.
Yep.
Ask your bank for a verb card. It will come in handy every day. Visit www.myverbworld.com. That is www.myverbworld.com to discover the reliable awesomeness a verb card offers.
Lies, greatness.
When I heard that thing, in my head, I was so angry. Like, no, it's true. I was so angry because it's unfair.
Mm.
How could you even have the audacity to even lie again?
Mm.
You know, you're wicked. You're just a wicked human
That's
being.
it.
That's just
That's
the truth.
just it.
Just a wicked human being.
Okay, back in 15 seconds.
Okay, so I have comments. Should we start
Yes.
with comments?
I'll come back. I'll just mention it and then I'll go to studio. So glad to know you're there. You're listening to us on Smooth 98.1. This is Smooth Breakfast with Valentine Ohu.
And Ayo Mairo Ese.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about Amber Heard. How many of you heard the video, the audio rather? Over 1 hour long of her making some damning allegations against herself. I mean, she was talking to her ex-husband. They were married for 15 months. And in 2016, they had a divorce, after which she wrote an op-ed where she accused and labeled Johnny Depp. Now, that's caused Johnny, like I alluded to lose most of his roles without evidence. They didn't even try to investigate or do anything. Just fired him, dude.
Her words
that's
or
it.
her what she had said was enough for the public to convict him of being guilty of the accusations. But let's take your comments. On WhatsApp, you can send your comments to 0809 444 0981, and on Twitter it's at smooth981fm.
Yes, we got a message. Thank you very much, Ike, for this message you sent. It said Lagos State reported more cases of domestic abuse against men than against women last year. Although that could also be because women were afraid to report. But whatever the case, it's happening in Nigeria too.
Please, let's stop enabling women who do this by telling the men to man up. You're not a man. Why would you allow her? No. We still want men who are gentlemen, who are responsible, who are raised up to know that you shouldn't hit a woman, but we shouldn't use that as an excuse to, treat them anyhow. I think this is really important. Yende says, Dua Lipa sounds very Cindy Lopez. I like her music. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Try.
Let me not do it to you people.
Ayo.
Let me not do it to you. People just turn down the volume. Rainmaker says, Jory was good. However, a serious disappointment. I don't know who else for that vibe. When they said we should anticipate, I was standing on an already existing stand. Come on, how can you say one word for more than 65% of the length of the song? I can't even download it. Rainmaker, I'm with you on that one. Honestly, I was like, when I saw on Twitter that they're coming together for a collaboration, I was excited. These are my two, loves.
I don't know what you think, but I'm just after the show, I'm just gonna play it again for good measure.
I mean, this is basically like that.
Which one is that?
Take banana as well.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one.
really?
So many times. All right, so Ty from Yaba says one of the few people in Johnny Depp's corner was J.K. Rowling. Amber is just nasty to the core. Sadly, I don't see Depp seeking revenge. Neither do I.
But he sued. He sued for $50 million defamation suit and all that. But anyway, we'll
Does
see.
she have it?
Okay, but she played roles.
She's aqua money, lady. What's their money? Joe from VI says women have taken advantage of their gender to abuse a lot of men. A woman recently hit me in the face and tore my clothes while I was on the driver's seat last October. I didn't touch her at all. I went to the police immediately with the evidence, and guess what? A simple apology from her could have sufficed, but she decided it's better to get more men and other police station and another police station to intimidate me. I believe at this time of gender feminist awareness, men are more abused than women. That would be really sad, honestly. And then next comment here from Shaun. Are they now going to bring back Johnny Depp for Pirates of the Caribbean? Because I absolutely won't watch any that doesn't have Depp in it. He embodies Jack Sparrow, and that's final.
If they're smart, I think they should do that. Because honestly, like you just said,
Would he accept?
it would hurt. Okay.
Would you
If
accept?
they offer him loads of money, you think he'll say no?
Percentage of profits.
Bro.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah. So like, I want to be his lawyer at this point.
Right.
Let me tell you how
Please
to
manage
sue.
Myro for now. And possibly me.
2 ways: manage Myro as in just manage him, and then manage Myro in that way.
Oh, interesting.
Wow, nice.
MI from Akoka says, big shouts to man chef Jeff. Love you 3000. Get well soon. Snapped out of a flu myself and still trying to get my mojo back.
Man flu.
Not quite. Don't start it. Not quite sure about the kids Daniel at the Dekule go Jandor. Maybe it's too trekking. It's too trekking
much
affecting
trekking.
too much trekking is affecting my music taste at the moment. MI, apologies for that. I hope you're good. Stay safe. Exercise is good for your soul.
Yeah.
Trust me. Let's move on to talk about BAFTAs, the British Academy Film Awards, the 73rd British Academy Film Awards, that resounded not for the awards itself, but for Joaquin Phoenix. He made a speech that made the world stand. And then when I listened to that, I saw the video of his address at about 4 a.m. yesterday. I don't want to tell you where I was. I saw the video, but I was like, geez, this is coming from a white man.
Mm.
I mean, he said words, very strong words.
Mhm.
He got a lot of praise for using the BAFTA speech to call out the systemic racism in the film industry. Phoenix collected the Best Actor award for The Joker on Sunday, and his comments followed an outcry about the all-white acting nominations lineup. Here's what he said. He said, some people actually, reactions were coming from Viola Davis, Lulu Wang, a whole lot of people. He said, I don't think anybody wants a handout or preferential treatment, although that's what we give ourselves every year. People just want to be acknowledged, appreciated, and respected for their work. This is not a self-righteous condemnation because I'm ashamed to say that I'm part of the problem. I have not done everything in my power to ensure that the sets I was on are inclusive. But I think it's more than just having sets that are multicultural. We have to really do the hard work to truly understand systemic racism. I think it's the obligation of the people that have created and perpetuated and benefited from the system of oppression to be the ones to dismantle it. So that's on us, is what he said. And he added a lot of things, other words, but man, the reaction.
I mean, it was just spot on. I was so happy to hear that from him, and that was someone who was really using his platform to really speak out on things. Because the truth of the matter is that there's more to be done. There has to be something that boosts diversity and people, and it's not that okay, we're just gonna put you here because you're black or whatever. It's just because you respect people for who they are and what they do. And I think it was a very powerful speech. If you have not seen it, guys, go take a listen to it. To be honest, it's well said.
Yeah, very well said. And I want to point out the fact while we're talking race, let's also talk gender. And in I think 7 years, we haven't had a nomination for a female director. It's interesting, and if this is happening in the West, I'm like, there's no hope for us here. Do you understand? There is hope. Sometimes we surprise the world by being at the forefront of certain development, but I'm very grateful and glad that he used his platform to speak out. I'm glad that it's not one of us again, because when we start speaking, they'll say, "Oh, angry black woman, angry black man." Of course, like when Tyler Perry spoke out against the Oscars, people were like, "Oh, because your film wasn't nominated. Oh, please, Tyler every year, blah blah blah." So when a powerful voice, who's one of the most important awards of the night, speaks up like this, it's great, and that's why it's probably making headlines. I mean, I don't see Tyler Perry in the news as much as Joaquin Phoenix when he made the comment. So thank you very much. I look forward to a more well represented film. So not just at the BAFTAs, but Oscars, Grammys. I think Grammys have even tried a bit with that, but Oscars, Screen Guild Awards, all those film awards, it's really important that it's represented.
Do you know something I noticed that was very remarkable? I mean, that just accentuated the speech, made it stronger. And, the fact that after making his speech was like a drop mic moment.
Yeah.
He walked away.
Yeah.
And then
That's on
realized
us, and then
he realized
the award.
Yeah.
Oh.
He realized he didn't pick it up. So which means that was what he was interested in, just to pass on that message and move on.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys, I'm grateful for the award, but I've said what I said.
Well, I wonder if they'll give him another award.
He's still got the Academy Awards coming up, so
Exactly, and the BAFTAs, the owner of the BAFTAs actually spoke up.
So Sal says, I saw that video and I was happy. I'm a girl of color. Seeing someone like that using this platform to speak was just heartwarming. And then Tayo from Yaba says,
Joaquin Phoenix took the Joker mask off.
Nice
Actually.
one. Not joking.
Ooh, I like
I
that.
love
Yep,
it.
yep. He took it off.
I like that.
He took it off. Now let's talk about the awards itself. For those who earned it, Chef Jeff, over to you.
Yes. So we saw with leading actress, Renee Zellweger. Renee Zellweger took Best Actress for Judy.
Mm.
Surprising listed there was Jessica Buckley for Wild Rose, because that's not one of the people that you find in the Oscar categories anyway. We saw Margot Robbie being nominated twice for two supporting actress, but that went to Laura Dern for Marriage Story.
Mm.
We saw Aquafina picking up a Rising Star Award, so that was also nice to see. Best foreign film or film not in the English language, obviously that went to Parasite. And yeah, it seemed to have been, well, I don't know, it's still soon, it's too close a competition
Yeah.
to judge if the Oscars will still go that way, because even with the Best Director category, that is a very, very big playing field over there. So, well, let's just see how it goes. It's always nice to compare and see how things go along the line with the Oscars. So
This drama and action flick, 1917, I really need to see it because it got a lot of acclaim. Yeah, I need to see it. It's a great movie. It's the best. It won best film, and let's move on. Actually, won the best director awards as well. Let's talk about Super Bowl.
yes.
Super Bowl happened.
Finally.
I was looking forward to it.
Super Bowl happened. The two vixens, according to what they call themselves, the two little Latin girls, Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. Boy. They performed 20 songs in 12 minutes. Ayo, I'll probably start with you.
Let me start because I really need to get into this. So, initially I'd read reviews about the Super Bowl performance. By the way, this is the first full-length Super Bowl performance I'm watching.
Okay.
I'm having the opportunity to see. And I now understood why you perform for 20 minutes and they'll pay you $50 million. I'm just exaggerating. Because when I was looking at I'm not even lying.
Yeah.
And they sound like I was emotional. I had tears in my eyes because when they were singing for Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, it took me back to my childhood because these were the songs we listened to when we were in secondary school. So I think the nostalgia of that made me emotional, and I thought, and then they brought it out. How old is Jennifer Lopez?
50.
How old is that mother?
50.
So-
Shakira is 43. She
so-
just turned 43 that same day.
So I shouldn't even be calling her Jennifer Lopez, really and truly. I should say
Auntie
Jenny.
Auntie Jenny.
Auntie Jenny and Auntie Shakira. But the way she was moving, she would be calling me Auntie Ayo. Honestly, of course it was world class.
Yes.
Outstanding performance. I can understand the reason why it's been adjudged probably one of the best performances ever seen at the Super Bowl halftime. It was electrifying. The songs were hit back to back. Then they sang live. Nigerians take notes. Don't look at Jennifer Lopez. I heard her voice. She sang live.
No, J-Lo sang live. Shakira did not. Shakira's only original song.
Oh, then something else I want to point out very quickly. When
What?
I was watching, I was like, when are we going to ever get to this level of
Really?
excellence? No,
We're getting close.
Now, I'm not even
No.
shading. I was really reflecting, like Nigerian entertainment scene, and of course my own constituency, gospel scene. I was like, are we going to ever get to a point where we give such a stage performance? They were not just performing on stage; they were performing for the camera for those who are going to watch it later.
Yes, live on TV.
Yeah.
So you see, I was like, I wonder how many rehearsals. Honestly, they deserve every penny.
I mean,
were
they
paid.
looked amazing. That the energy was there. I think that even with man, I don't even know where to begin with this show. To be honest, it was definitely one to remember. This was the third time that it was being headlined by a Latina. So it was a very, very big deal for them to be a part of this and put on a fantastic show. And I thought it was really, really cute when they brought J-Lo's daughter to sing. That was
the
so cute.
resemblance was so.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was really, really there. I wasn't too sure about okay, Let's Get Loud being the song that they should have gone, but okay, they made it work. She sounded good. Maybe she has a future in music at some point in time. But it was just fantastic. The outfits were fantastic. At some point I was like, you know what, let's just even throw Beyonce in there now. And it all completes. I was having a beautiful liar moment, but it's like a part 2 version this time featuring J-Lo.
Yeah.
But Shakira was lip syncing for quite a lot. J-Lo, on the other hand,
She was dancing too much to sing.
well,
And
that's the thing, yeah. So sometimes you lip sync, well, these things happen anyway because there's so much energy in the dancing that your vocals will not sound on point, all right? But J-Lo sounded furious, like furiously good.
yeah.
Like I haven't heard. She's not always been known for the strength of her vocals for some reason, but with this, it's like, who is this? This is like a new J-Lo that I'm seeing. Oh, what's going on here?
She doesn't seem to. She's getting younger.
With that 50, she's putting the fire in there. That 50, the F there's for fire. I tell you that much.
I'm telling you. If you go on YouTube, it's 500,000 views
50
shy.
million.
500,000 views shy of 60 million.
Oh, okay.
It's now 59.510.
It's amazing.
Block.
You know, Val is always very accurate with his extra decimal
Because
digits.
those numbers are money, bro. On YouTube, you kidding me?
Well, a few other things about the performance. It wasn't just, it was political as well. There's a point where J-Lo came out with the Puerto Rican flag, you know, almost saying she's American and Puerto Rican. She was born in America. She did that song. Then there was a tribute to Kobe Bryant as well. That was when J-Lo's daughter came on stage, and then the stadium was in yellow and the color of the Lakers. So a few points there. That's one thing about it. There's always a message. It's brilliant.
Here's what she said, which really makes sense. Before they stepped on stage, she told Shakira, Jennifer Lopez told Shakira, let's show the world what two little Latin girls can do.
Drop mic.
Fantastic.
And that's it. Let's take a few messages.
All right, so Ali from Apapa says, LOL, Chef Jeff, there's a meme circulating on social media on that Shakira's blah, 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 blah. She's a visual performer. And then Humphrey says that we have outstanding performances in your constituency. Check out Lima. All right, thank you very much. And then we have Gary Newton from VGC. We're on that state already. Ayo, all you have to do is dream. Love listening to you guys. Thank you so much. And then Taya says, to J-Lo's age is just a number. Shakira's hip may not lie, but her tongue didn't tell me.
Oh, she's a beautiful liar.
Oh my goodness. And then Lara says, I watched that performance 4 times yesterday. Old songs, but lovely performance.
And thank you so much, everyone, for your messages. We really appreciate you. This final one from the UK. Thank you so much for your messages, Larry. Larry says, Larry from the abroad. So Joaquin Phoenix's speech was very commendable and highlights the misplaced targeting of awards organizers. Awards at the end of the process, and systemic discrimination starts from which films are greenlit by production houses, casting shortlist, production crew, hair and makeup, etc. Chef Jeff 3000, thank you so much. Please
Yes. Find me at Chef Jeff 3000 on Twitter and Instagram, and I will be here on the Grapevine again next week on Spoon at 8.1. Stay tuned.
Thank you so much. Let's keep the conversation going on social media. Use that hashtag Grapevine981, and it's brought to you by Verve.
Maxi, this one had the most comments. We didn't even get through the comments.
Okay.
Yeah, because